A legal showdown is on the cards over plans to declare a national state of disaster at Eskom. This as government is racing against time over plans that was announced also by the ANC following its Lekgotla to declare a national state of disaster. The country not being able to afford a day that can go by longer, anytime longer, as the rolling blackouts continue. 1 billion rand to about 4 billion rand is what is lost, and Numsa leading charge this afternoon alongside other formations to announce that they're going to head to the courts on an urgent basis if President Cyril Ramaphosa in his State of the Nation address announces a national state of disaster over load shedding. But I'm going to invite into the conversation now Mr. Evan Jim from Numsa, who'll just let us in and expand further on their plans to head to the courts over the national state of disaster and what came out really of this press briefing this afternoon. Welcome to the SABC, sir. This legal showdown, tell us more about it.
Well, we of the view that President Cyril Ramaphosa and the ANC are less than candidate to go out and declare a state of national disaster when it comes to Eskom. We have watched them over time. They have decided consciously not to stop load shedding because their priorities and their plans is to drive putting more of IPPs into the grid. When that is not a solution, they know for a fact that renewable IPPs do not count to stop load shedding. If they were serious about stopping load shedding, they would focus on quality maintenance of power stations so that we can derive 75% energy availability factor. That's the only thing that can stop these rolling blackouts. But this mission and an agenda, they are manipulating the people so that they must make sure that they can add more IPPs, which is about nothing but privatizing our country's energy provision. We reject that. If they continue, we will be in court on Friday to stop these shenanigans, and they mustn't try us. And secondly, we're sick and tired of President Cyril Ramaphosa, who have been meeting with various groups who are clueless, and he employed clueless staff at Eskom. He's keeping Andre rated there. And the truth be told, we're very clear that basically this is the interest, they are driving the interest of the World Bank, of European Bank. It is nothing, there's nothing here about the interest of stopping this rolling blackout in the interest of South Africans.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Mr. Evan Jim, forming part of those formations, formations that involve also political parties and other trade unions. I'm going to bring into the conversation now the nurses, the young nurses in Daba trade union that also formed part of what is happening here. You are concerned around the state of affairs at the public hospitals, especially as load shedding persists unabated. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you. We are very clear. We cannot be accomplices of murder to this government because the government, through the rolling blackouts, they are killing our people. One, when load shedding hits a certain location where there's a public health facility, generators take time to kick in, and as they take time to kick in, we are subjected to manually resuscitating our patients because patients are on ventilators, neonates are on incubators, and when there's no power, those machines rely on power to operate. When there's no load shedding, we are supposed to resuscitate our neonates, we are supposed to resuscitate our patients. So we are saying we are not going to be accomplices of murder. We are not going to join the government in killing our people. However, we are calling for the government to make sure that every public health facility, be it a clinic, a hospital, or any public health facility, is exempted, one, from load shedding. Two, we are calling on the National Department of Health to release the statistics of the number of people that are dying on a daily basis due to load shedding. And thirdly, we are calling on the government to compensate for the deaths occurred or deaths caused by load shedding in our public health care facility. If that is not happening, we are going to take this government to court.
All right. Bafana Chabalala, thank you very much for your time coming through from the young nurses in Daba trade union, just forming part of those formations that are also in the court as we speak right now on the 28th of February. That is where these formations are going to be facing off with Eskom and government in the High Court over this very same issue where they're saying that they need the load shedding to be ended, but the national state of disaster that is impending is something that is not going to work at this point in time, saying that it's an opportunity to bring on board more IPPs, privatize Eskom in a way that our problems or challenges of energy will be compounded. But it remains to be seen, indeed, if President Cyril Ramaphosa in his SONA will declare a national state of disaster over Eskom. Katlego Legodi, SABC News, Johannesburg.